Hello, everyone. My name is Matt McCarter, and I am your son's global citizenship teacher. I hope your curriculum night has gone well so far. You've been able to navigate the building. If you're seeing this, it is because my wife and I are either in the midst or have just welcomed a new baby boy to the world. So this will have to suffice for now. I wish I could be here and meet all of you wonderful folks, but there can be time for that later on in the year if need be. Right now, things are a little chaotic in my life, if you will. A good chaotic. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. There's a lot we got to cover today. First off, I want to tell you a little bit about this course. So this is their culminating social studies course here at the Shaker campus, and the Global Citizenship course challenges students to shape their own opinions regarding comprehensive global matters. Students learn to think critically about the complex forces that shape the world through investigations of world dynamics, governmental structures, and current events. Our students will navigate case studies related to U.S. foreign policy, the justice system, and the impacts of climate change. Throughout this course, students will hone their skills in digital news literacy and media bias detection. And lastly, students will write a historical essay focused on a single historical event that emphasizes professional scholarship. Most importantly, students will practice speaking confidently, listening generously, and supporting their opinions with rationale. I know that's quite the blur, but I'm going to break it down a little bit further here in what the units look like for the Global Citizenship course. We start with climate change. We're in the midst of that unit now. From there, we'll go into civic online reasoning, where students will navigate how to investigate online news, how to find credible sources, recognize when things have a bias, recognize fallacies. And this is curriculum that comes out of Stanford University. Unit 3 is a civics unit where we'll study local, state, and national elections. We'll see what campaigns, how the campaigns are targeting certain populations or trying to earn certain types of votes. They'll also understand how these systems work together, just a sort of investigation into the government systems of the United States. Our 4th unit is world dynamics. And this is a larger unit where we focus on economics and also understand the teams of the world. So we take a look at NATO, we take a look at the EU, we take a look at different structures within the UN, and we understand how economic policy and military policy help kind of shape those forces of the world. After that, we have a unit called National History Day, where students will be given a theme. They will have to select one historical event based on that theme, and they will write a professional scholarly essay and also create a presentation. A very interesting project that the students really end up enjoying. Unit 6 is Just Mercy. It's a focus on the justice system and understanding the goods and bads of the United States justice system. We read a little bit of Brian Stevenson's Just Mercy, which focuses on Walter McMillan, who was wrongly convicted of murder in Alabama and was put on death row for quite some time until he eventually got that overturned. So it takes a look at how those processes look in the judicial system and also helps us understand a little bit of why justice in America may move slowly. What that looks like. So more of an investigation into the justice system, but also understanding the plight that people tend to face in the justice system. After that, Unit 7, we will do a foreign policy unit focused on the Middle East. Students will learn the history of the Middle East, as well as some modern understandings of the Middle East and how the United States has played a role in shaping and other Western forces in shaping the Middle East. And lastly, we will have a unit on refugees, where students will see the plight that refugees face, how different cultures react to refugees, refugees in America and the contributions they've given to American society. So understanding the importance of refugees in the world, and also understanding, creating that compassion with modern folks that are in these situations. I'll talk a little bit more about each of those units in depth here when we get into our next slide. Oh, I want to make sure I'm not eating up too much of the time here. It's a breakdown of 20, 10, 30, and 40 for percentage-wise for our grades. So I'm going to start at 10. 10% of the students' grade is participation. Are they coming to class prepared with what they need? Are they engaged in the class? Are they volunteering their opinion? Are they following our class norms? And are they really engaging with the curriculum? Now, that doesn't mean that they're raising their hand every 15 seconds, but they're engaged in the class. They're not off task. Another 20% will be journals. These are daily responses that the boys will engage with at the beginning of lessons that kind of tie into our overall units and each of those lessons in the unit. Classwork is 30%. Larger chunk of the grade here as we go along. Classwork's going to encompass any in-class activities, case studies we do, current events, vocabulary quizzes, writing a summary, finding evidence for a paper, et cetera, right? Anything we're doing here in class, 30%. And lastly, each one of those units I just listed will have an assessment at the end of them. For example, in the civics unit, students will write a professional letter to one of their elected representatives about something they care about. If you're in this classroom, which I think that's the plan, if you look on the right side of the wall over there by the Picasso painting right above the paper towels, you'll see letters from senators, a letter from Governor Mike DeWine, a letter from the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections. These are all letters written back to students from these people last year. So that's one example of what these end of unit projects are. They're quite different from unit to unit. Sometimes they're mock Senate hearings. Sometimes they're letter writing campaigns. Sometimes it's a dialogue. For our climate change unit, it'll be a dialogue on the potential solutions to climate change. Lastly, and I know I'm speaking quickly here, but the first time I tried recording this video, it was almost like 16 some minutes. And that's twice the amount of time that I get. So if it seems like I'm going fast, I am. But this last slide will maybe wrap us up in a better way. Throughout this school year, we discussed these complex and even very controversial matters surrounding world conflicts, political conflicts, poverty, racism, justice, etc. They can be loaded topics that students have all sorts of backgrounds with and maybe some connections to. I understand that this class is just one of the many communities that your child is a part of. And I just want to encourage you, if your child comes home and they're curious about something or they want to continue a discussion that we've had in class at the kitchen table, please share your opinions with these boys as well. It only helps to enliven our discussions to have more opinions brought to the table. So, and of course, if there's ever any questions about any of this, or you want to follow up with me about what's going on in here, send me an email, give me a call, and we can talk about, anything that you are concerned about or want to know more about. Again, I wish I could be here in person, but biology is a crazy thing. It's not letting me be here right now. But either way, I really look forward to meeting you, and I truly have enjoyed getting to know your children. I think they're fantastic, and I'm looking forward to a great year. Take care.